Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Super Bowl is over. At this point, bruh, bring me chaos, bring me drama. I want it all. I know the Saints already done had some. Sean Payton stepped down. People are like, Adam, haven't we had enough? No. AK got arrested. AK, he probably gonna miss 6 to 8 games. No, I want more. But before we get into all that, we wanted to have this episode. I wanted to have it. So we're gonna recap this. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. But I wanted to have this episode for us to really dig deep, like balls deep in the fucking quarterback, quandary that the fucking Saints are in, bro. When Chris Mortensen reported that the Colts are likely to either trade Carson Wentz or outright release him, and my first reaction as a fan was, can we sign Carson Wentz? Shit's bad, bro.
Terrible, bro.
It's rough out there. But
I'll never forget Smartin tweeting like, now you know how the rest of the half of the league lives. I'm like, bro, you right, man.
Yes, yeah, man.
This is where we at.
We took, and we even knew like the post-Drew years were going to be bad because they didn't have a succession plan. Ooh, boy.
It's kind of a different annoying because like it feels like we're 4-12, whatever. Like
no, bro.
But this kind of purgatory, middling.
That's exactly where we are. We're in the and that's to me as a fan, that's the worst place to be, right? Because you're not bad enough to get a super high draft pick to get like a top quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's recap the Super Bowl. Rams win. We've talked about, I have said on this podcast all throughout the playoffs, and it's my philosophy about the playoffs, is that the playoffs will accentuate your weaknesses on the biggest scale. And the Super Bowl was the perfect fucking example of that, man. I'm going to go through a couple of things that it was just magnified, and then you can comment on them. But we had, in the second half, the Bengals offensive line completely crumbling because in the biggest stage, it crumbled. They crumbled. We had Zach Taylor making awful decisions. 3rd and 1, you got Piron in the game, and you're driving to try to get a field goal to like go to overtime of the Super Bowl. 3rd and 1, you run the ball with Piron. I don't know if Joe Mixon was hurt. I don't. But that was the call. And not only was that the call, you were running literally right at Aaron fucking Donald with this offensive line. So you had that call. You had Sean McVay, and they won the Super Bowl. And I get it. They won the Super Bowl, but they're like, I was just watching the Rams off, and I was like, is this dude really an offensive wizard?
Right.
Like three and outs. Like obviously the run wasn't working, and I get it. Like you stay with it to a degree, but
man, yeah. He gets conservative, man. Like
super conservative.
Like he gets this label as this kind of like innovative, aggressive head coach, but he might be innovative but aggressive. I just hadn't seen that from him. Like he's just not aggressive. He's not. It's
funny. Him and Kyle Shanahan come from like the very same cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle's definitely more innovative, but in terms of like aggression, they're both pretty conservative coaches in their coaching philosophies. So we had Matt Stafford, who was very up and down. A lot of the reason the Rams were going 3-and-out is that Matt Stafford was just making some bad plays, just bad throws, bro. Just misses. And then the biggest play of the game, we've talked about this all season, the entire season. What we said? We said, man, officiating has been awful this season. Awful this season. So what happens? The biggest play in the game, 3rd and goal. The Rams are driving to try to score a touchdown, and they call a holding call on Logan Wilson of the Bengals, who was guarding Cooper Kupp, that extends the drive that eventually leads the Rams to score a touchdown. When I tell you that was in no way defensive holding.
No.
At all. Now, maybe they thought like he's a linebacker and Cooper Kupp is a wide receiver. And so.
Well, he did put his hand behind him, and they probably looked at it like it was a hook, but it wasn't. Like, it wasn't a hook. Like, he literally like just put his hand there and then took his hand off. Like,
and most of that it's so weird because besides that play and the T. Higgins play,
yeah,
I thought like, but I mean, those that just goes to show how
I thought that was payback. Like when they called that holding call, I was like, oh, that's payback. I don't know why I always believe that. Like they have those payback calls. Like, oh,
yeah, like the makeup.
We missed this one. Yeah, we're gonna miss this one, so we're gonna let's just find one for later, just to show that we even it out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what that was. But other than that, man, it was weird. It was a weird game. Like, it wasn't a great game, even though it had like some great moments. Some of the great catches like T. Higgins and
Jamar
Chase. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was a dog all season, man. You just gotta give it to him.
Had one of the greatest seasons for a wide receiver, period.
It was starting to look like Odell Beckham was about to go off.
Yes.
Until he got injured, man. Like, I don't think it would have been close if he had stayed healthy the whole game, because he was putting it on him. He was putting it on him early, man, and just they really had no answer for him. And once he got out the game, they were able to like kind of just. But even when they focused on Kupp, they couldn't really do much. And the Bengals, like, their offense have been weird this whole postseason, because it's like they have these timely big plays. Usually man on man, they got making a crazy play, or Burrow just bites some time and just making like a clutch first down or something like that. But it's like there was really no consistency to the offense.
There you go.
That you could really depend on. And, if you listen to like people talking about the Super Bowl this week, as far as like predictions and stuff, when they talked about the Bengals, it was all like magic. Like, oh, but Burrow, he just has it. He has that magic and all that. When I hear stuff like that, I'm kind of like, man, this is football, man. Like, you got to have players, bro. And they have players, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But they're just missing a few pieces, man. Just because that offensive line, just what's your boy there? The one they always pick on, the guard. I think.
Right guard. Carmichael. It's with something with the C.
So the C, man. But I think about, imagine just being him. Everybody is watching him, and he lined up against Aaron Donald,
bro.
He just, it's like, what do you do? What do you do?
Now I gotta look it up. And that's the sicko in me. I wanted the Saints to make the playoffs just to face the Rams in their first playoff game, just for Sean Payton to just see. Oh, Jackson Carman. Just for I wanted it, bro. Like, just a complete sicko. I just wanted Aaron Donald to be on Ruiz, bro, all game, bro. just.
Oh, he would have. Like, Aaron Donald lined up where he want to line up. He find a matchup and he won, he go. I'm so sick of him. Is he going to retire? Bro?
Please. Him and Sean McVay, please leave.
Just go.
Leave. You're not wanted here anymore. Speaking of chaos, right? Wouldn't that be something crazy? Like, I guess maybe people will say, well, that's not that crazy. Bro, if Aaron Donald was just like, he went to Super Bowl, he got his ring, he's like, I'm done. He just goes and Thanos sits on this, sits down and watches a Grateful Universe. I'm trying to look up. So he's been in the league 8 years.
8 years?
7. This is like his 7th year.
When did he get drafted? Was it 12 or 13?
It was 14.
It was 14?
It was 14.
Damn.
Been in the league 7 years. He is the greatest defensive player of his generation.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Gold jacket waiting on him, man.
He has nothing to prove.
All pros, defensive players of the year, got a Super Bowl championship, stats, all that. Like, a gold jacket waiting on him, man. So he can literally retire. And, at 30, I know he's probably like 30, 31 years old.
He's 30.
With his health, he's in great health.
Yeah, he's 30 on the dot.
30 on the dot. He hadn't really had, like, these crazy injuries. Like, he could just live his best life, man.
Can I give also a shout out to you? Had a great game today. Just completely run stuffing the Bengals. Like I was out here making plays. This man now doing a podcast.
Little bro been making plays all season, man. Every time I look, Bichon back in the backfield, man. That dude good. I had to look him up, though. I had to look like, is he a free agent next season? He's not.
Oh, he's not?
But he's a really cheap deal, like a very tradable, like just a cheap, like $6.5 million, like base salary, nothing guaranteed, just like real. Because he was viewed as a bust with the Lions, you know what I'm saying? So
correct.
Which is,
this is just. What are your thoughts about the Rams winning the Super Bowl? First of all,
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't rooting for them, but I guess it was kind of their time, bro. Because they talk about going all in. Like Saints have been going all in, but Rams have went all in every year. So I'm just kind of like, let's just get this shit over with, man. Like, it's like, what do you got to do with it? It kind of. I'm kind of glad they did in a certain way because it shows all the cap experts and the people like Andrew Brandt and people like that. It's like, you got to just build through the draft and don't get me wrong, like I'm a build through the draft, love the draft. Like I love that type.
That's why the Bengals are largely here because
exactly
right.
Oh my God, they built their whole team for the draft. So, but I'm just of the mindset that like do whatever, like you know what I'm saying. Like there are different ways to skin a cat, whether that's building through the draft or using picks to sign star players or players that on the end of their contracts and stuff like that, or going through free agency, whatever it is. Like there are different ways to build your team, whether that's extending the cap like we do to the it doesn't matter, man. Like do whatever you got to do. Go hard and build your team, and don't leave nothing else in the bank account. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go for it, bro. You only got one chance. Like, people are like, oh, Joe Burrow, he gonna be back here. We don't know that. Joe Burrow might never see the Super Bowl again.
That's so dumb. Do you know how? We Saints fans. It's been 12 years.
As Green Bay. Greatest quarterback walking the earth. You know what I'm saying? Most people would argue, like Aaron Rodgers, just a quarterback by himself. One of the greatest quarterbacks to walk the earth. They ain't been there since 2010.
Come on, man.
Like it's hard, man. It's just fucking hard. I don't know what else to say. So like go all in team, man. It's a team sport. Do whatever you got to do to build the most like just awesome team you can to get to the game. And once you get in the game, you just got to try to find a way to win it. Rams could have lost this game easily. Rams were very close to losing. They were very close, So So it's crazy. I couldn't get like when the second half hit after the halftime or whatever. Just the finality of it hit me like, damn, like man, this 2 quarters left.
That's it.
Of the season. This is it. Like what
This
the
is
fuck
it,
do you
bro.
do? This is it. And man, Zach, I'm sorry, bro. Like they're probably gonna let him head coach for a long time.
Oh,
Zach,
can we talk, bro? Oh, go ahead and say it, bro. Go ahead and say it.
like, bro, like the dude's not good. He's not a good. He does not give you an edge.
He
Does not
is.
give you an edge, man.
He is. And I was literally thinking about this while I was walking home from brunch today. They're going to extend him. Mike Brown is going to extend him because he got the Bengals to the Super Bowl, right? That's huge in itself. He's going to get a contract extension. When they extend him, the Bengals are putting themselves in coaching purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Not quarterback purgatory, coaching purgatory. Because
it's the irony. It's irony because he's like the Dalton of head coaches, Andy Dalton.
the Zach Taylor line.
Oh man, I gotta tweet that to Great Rose.
The Zach Taylor line. And basically the line is if you have a coach above this line, they impact winning. If you have a coach below the line, they probably don't. They probably help you lose games.
Yeah, they hinder you.
That's like that's like Mike McCarthy. If we're being real, right?
Exactly.
And he's like right there. Can I give you a prime example? Prime example. Jesse Bates gets an interception from Matt Stafford.
Mm-hmm. I know where you're going.
Bengals are celebrating. Vernon Hargreaves, who literally was inactive in street clothes, runs on the field, joins in on the celebration, costing their team 10 yards before a 2-minute drill. And as much as I can, I won't say I can't stand Sean. As much as Sean Payton has annoyed me, especially how like making a mess of the Saints offense, then dipping out, saying deuces, not whatever. I told my girl, I said, if the Saints were in the Super Bowl, something like that would never fucking happen. And that's a coaching thing.
That's a coaching thing. Purely. Like they would know not to do that.
Like, could you imagine, bro? Like, if a Saints player did that, bro,
you wouldn't see him. You wouldn't see him again.
Wouldn't see him, and then he would be obliterated on Saints Twitter.
It'd be like Mike Bell. We ain't seen Mike Bell since no. Mike Bell ain't been seen since the cleats, bro. Like it's not happening.
Put on the fucking cleats.
Somebody said Vernon Hargreaves would have flip flops on 12. You out there Nike slides?
So you had that instance, and then you had that 3rd and 1 call. I don't even know. I don't know what the fuck that was, bro. Like, what was that?
And it was just no. I mean, he had the one play. I guess it was an exciting play. Joe Mixon threw the touchdown pass or whatever. But it's like that was it. Like you knew, everybody knew going into this game that it was one of the best defensive lines in the league versus one of the worst offensive lines in the league. And at some point, I guess there's nothing you can really do about that.
Correct.
But there was nothing I didn't see anything to offsuit that other than let's just get the ball out quick.
So, like something I saw, like when Joe got like crushed.
Oh yeah.
And I thought maybe he had torn his ACL again or whatever. I literally, because on that drive they went 3 passes, shotgun 3 passes. In my head, I'm like, do y'all not know y'all can run the fucking ball? Like, could someone throw a screen pass? It was just.
Their screen designs are hard. They try to do screens, but they're terrible, man. They always get blown up. And yeah, when he got hurt, I was like, they might take the L here because, Joe Burrow's ability to move in the pocket was his saving grace.
Yes.
And that big pass he made to T. Higgins. Like he almost got sacked there, bought time, and just boom, threw him down the field. He couldn't do that after his knee was tore up, man. It was all just quick passes and runs. And that was it. Like that was the game right there. They couldn't do anything. Anything. And it just like, I just kept thinking like, man, as being a Bengals fan, can you imagine that shit?
Oh.
You finally get to the game and it's just like, this is how it ends.
Like just imagine
23-20.
All the people in Cincinnati, like watching it in bars and like that.
The whole Cincinnati, like just I know like Cincinnati is just a small city like that, man. Every TV in the city is watching this shit.
Everybody.
It just makes me thankful, man. Thank God that the Saints just won the one. I know it was 12 years ago, but just, thank God we won it. Like, thank God we won that motherfucker.
Like, no one will ever be able to take that away from us. No one. Right? Can I also say this is how sick I am right now? I'm recording this podcast, and as I'm recording, I'm literally doing the mock simulator as I'm recording. I'm sick, bro. I'm sick. Sorry, bro.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sick. I will say in my mock draft at 18, I got Jameson Williams, and then I traded up to number 32 with Detroit and gave up a future next year's first and next year's second and drafted Malik Willis. Good.
Oh, that's money. I'm good.
Good, bro. So speaking of quarterbacks, before I go into that, I wanted to hit on this because I sent this tweet out. And I'm not to your level, thank God, but I make enough tweets and I have enough followers where, like, if a tweet go, whatever, like, I get a lot of fucking people I mention. People who are listening to this podcast, please realize that there is a decent possibility that Derek Stingley is not going top 10. Please, can I get it. I this is mostly to LSU Twitter or whoever, like all the people who got my mentions. It was just infuriating. He had the best freshman cornerback season or best cornerback season pretty much ever. Like in terms of his play as a freshman, I have never seen a cornerback play as amazing as Derek Stingley did as a freshman.
Beautiful,
bro. Like, it just amazing.
Made me watch, like, I'm not a big college game watcher. I watch players. And I would watch, the LSU team was great. So it wasn't just him I was watching, but he was one of the players I was excited to watch because, man, he just disappeared. I mean, wherever you put him on him, that was it. Like, you can take him out. Gone.
Since that season, he has been hurt a lot. I'm very much not the one to say a player has quit on their college team. It's not my style. But it kind of like, all right, LSU, I'm kind of done. Which
taking it easy, bro. You look like you was taking it easy, man. You did, man.
And this is not coming from me. Please realize that to NFL decision makers, especially old school fucking white guys, they can't stand that shit when it comes to a football player. They hate it. So my good dude, Jeff Risdon, he's been working in the industry for a long time. Used to read him all the time at Real GM, like the football Real GM. We just missed Jeff at the Senior Bowl. We didn't get a chance to link up with Jeff, but he sends out a tweet that basically says one of the biggest things that he noticed in post-Senior Bowl mock drafts was that almost a lot of mock drafts doesn't have Derek Stingley going in the top 10. And then he did a follow-up tweet that said, if you were at the Senior Bowl and had a chance to listen to talent evaluators or executives, that coinciding with mock drafts is not a surprise. So you literally have someone who, Like, these are decision makers that he heard this from. So I put it on Twitter. All I said was, no one would have ever thought this, but there's a chance that potentially the Saints would have a choice to draft Stingley or Jameson Williams at 18. And my mentions were a fucking shit show. Just big shit.
And he's been going top 10 since his freshman year.
Like top 5, bro. Not top
5.
Top 3. Like, that's.
Yeah, I remember thinking that, like, oh, this dude, he's gonna be a top 5 player when he come out.
Yeah. So, whatever, right? It's a long ways away, but kid, my mentions were just fucking dumpster fire.
And it's not like Jeff is the only one that's saying that. Like, DJ talked about this. Bucky Brooks.
And DJ doesn't talk bad about almost anyone.
He talks about what he's hearing. Like, he's hearing, like, that's what he said. Like, I'm hearing, like, man, his freshman year was great, but a lot of people are worried about him. You know what I'm saying? And they're worried. Now, he has a chance to rectify that. He can have a great combine, show how athletic he is, how fast he is, give good answers in the meeting room, and, just show that he's ready to compete. Look, man, like, there's all it takes is one team.
One team.
Teams love talent. Like, I take him over. Who went to the Lions?
Jeff Okudah.
Jeff Okudah, I take him over Okudah. Like, it's a chance either way. But I've seen what Stingley can do when he's locked in. But I need to know. I really need to know what happened, bro. Like, he wasn't bad. He just didn't develop. It's like he didn't develop from his first season.
That's a great way to say. You know who I'm getting vibes from him, and I don't know if he'll go this low. Kind of get like Marcus Peters vibes as a prospect.
That's a good one, yeah.
I love Marcus Peters tape, bro. Loved it at Washington. Too. But we, leading up to the draft, you always heard something about Marcus Peters. Everybody. That's what the Sting situation reminds me of. Just it was a little surprising that Jeff said that if he were to mock Sting somewhere, he would say somewhere in the 20s, bro. In the 20s? Could you imagine? Like, I don't know if he'll fall that far, but
if he tests as well, ain't no way he going in the 20s. Like, if he's running a 4.3 and this and that and other, and it's just not happening because teams just love their measurables, man. No, ain't no way.
No way.
Now, if he comes to the combine, he's been lazy and he runs like a 4.5 and shit like that, then shit gonna get ugly. Like, because corner and wide receiver is one of those two positions that
can't run slow.
You got to run. You got to be fast. You got to show you got speed. I ain't saying it's the end all be all, but it matters.
How I've scouted as long as you know me. I've never been a big like numbers measurable guy. I'm like 90% on the film. One of the players, I think his combine and pro day is crucial, bro.
I know where we going.
It's Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks, bro.
I gotta see him. I want to see him in person.
Because Tony Pauline already said that he showed up to like getting ready for the combine at 230, like 10 pounds overweight, and he had to shed that 10 pounds off already. I was like, I guess now he's down to 220, and I was like, oh shit.
I told you, man, when I first cut his, I literally knew absolutely nothing about him. I literally was going off a spreadsheet, and I saw his name, and I saw his measurables. I said, okay, plug it into YouTube, and let me see what this guy looks like. And the first thing I thought was, is he fat?
You can't help but notice it, bro.
Is he too fat? Then I watched the play. I'm like, damn, he do the dog.
I remember you're talking about him in our Discord, and I hadn't got a chance to watch him. And then you didn't say anything about his weight in the Discord, I don't think. Nor did you say anything about his weight when you texted me. But like, it's the first.
I wanted to see what you were. I really wanted to see what you were saying. I didn't want to flood you with
right. But it's the first thing you notice, bro. But then, like, he's cooking cornerbacks in the SEC. You just like, well, shit. Like,
Yeah. Fascinating player, man.
He's fascinating. He's one of the most intriguing players in this draft to me. I don't have a feel for where he'll go. And like, he's probably like my number 3 wide receiver. But if he's there at 18, do I really want the Saints to take him? Bro, he gets to Louisiana, New Orleans, get some gumbo with him.
Go to the gumbo and beignets, the king cake.
It could get real.
Po' boys and shrimp po' boys, boy. Like,
but let's talk about this because I really want it. It's sad that we are at this state of affairs with the Saints in terms of our quarterback position. We still don't have an offensive coordinator. We still don't have a defensive coordinator. That we'll probably have one this upcoming week, I would guess. Who knows? But it's like I said at the beginning of the pod. Mort reports the Colts will cut ties with Carson Wentz either via trade or they're just outright cut him. First of all, and I had to get into a little disagreement with Shane P. Hallam on Twitter today because he was like, "Well, yeah, props to Chris Ballard for like not doubling down and like, yeah, it was a bad trade, blah blah blah." And I was like, can we just call this shit what it is? Like, it wasn't anyone who was talking about that trade was like, ugh, Colts guy, ugh. Carson Wentz, have you seen him last 2 seasons? Bro, I remember that last season when he was playing with the Eagles. He was making some of the worst fucking decisions and throws I have ever seen from a quarterback, bro.
It's terrible.
So the fact that the Eagles got a 3rd rounder last year and are going to get a 1st round pick this year, and you're still lauding Chris Ballard because he's not doubling down on the decision, that doesn't make you a fucking good GM. That's a terrible fucking trade.
That hurts. That 1st round pick, that hurts, man.
Because, first of all, you didn't even make the playoffs. So your 1st round pick would have been at least in like the teens because you traded for Carson Wentz, you fucked up. At least you could have had a first. You would have had they would have had number 16 overall in the draft, bruh.
Hey. 16.
Higher than us. But because they traded it, it's going to the Eagles. That's bad. That's just bad. Don't know how to word it. So, as bad as that is, my dumb ass, my thirsty ass, my horny ass, I just want a quarterback. Anyone at this point.
Anything.
Can I get some? Can I get some Carson? Who else is up there? Can I get Kyler's short little ass? Can we get something? So I wanted to just talk about the conundrum and the quandary that this team is in. If you want to go back to how we got here, please go listen to the What's the Vision podcast episode. Me and Ryan have discussed it ad nauseum. We know how we got here. Could have traded up for Mahomes, didn't do it. Could have drafted Lamar, didn't do it. Didn't have a succession plan. Drafted Ian Book in the 4th round last year, I guess. Whatever. So now the Saints have the 18th pick in the draft. So their options are, at this point, do you, as a team, move up in the draft to draft the young rookie quarterback? Whether that's Malik, whether that's Kenny Pickett, who knows? But you got to move up to do it. You might, I think even for Kenny Pickett, you might have to move up super high, but you might have to move up to like get in front of like a Washington or whatever. You got to move up at some point. That's an option. Or it's that vet, because we're at this vet cesspool. Can I call it a cesspool? Because that's really what it feels like. We're at this vet cesspool. It includes, let me just do a quick rundown. Jimmy Garoppolo, Carson Wentz. I'm sorry, you can come in my mentions. I don't care. Jameis Winston. Taysom's under contract, but he's coming off of Liz Frank. Everyone's quick to bring up Taysom in my mentions. This man is coming off a Liz Frank injury, y'all. Like the two options for the Saints, one's a free agent coming off a torn ACL.
Yeah.
The other is coming off a Liz Frank injury when his best asset
is his feet.
Come on, people. Can we just be clear about this? I'm pretty sure there's maybe some other options I'm maybe forgetting. I guess maybe if you want to be real gross, you'd be like, well, maybe you could make a trade with the Browns for like Baker. Kirk Cousins, it sounds like Derek Carr is going to be off the list. Sounds like the Raiders are working to extend him, cross him off the list. So I'm asking, I guess maybe Jalen Hurts. We're two dudes. We talk about the Saints all the time. How do we fix this mess that Sean didn't stay for, that he caused?
It's hard, man, because I mean we've seen there's plenty of teams been like this over the years. Think about like the Vikings after Teddy got hurt, and they brought in Sam Bradford, he got hurt, and they went with what was the guy that beat us?
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. Your 1 year Riddle, got him to the NFC Championship game, and then they finally pulled the plug on Kirk, and they hadn't even got there yet. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. Like there's no easy answer because anybody that's available is not someone you really want. Pretty much, you're not going to get like the Stafford trade. Like that's one in 100 years. You rarely get those. Man. But you get a player like that that's a true franchise quarterback, and you put him in a system that elevates him and elevates the team. So, I mean, that's the best you could hope for is a trade like that. But this year, ain't nobody out there like that.
Nope.
Nobody.
Anyone like
Russell Wilson. Like Russell Wilson would be that, but I mean, all intents and purposes, it sounds like he ain't going nowhere. Like Pete Carroll's still there. Pete Carroll still want to keep him. Seattle saying they want to keep him. The owners say they want to keep him. Russell say he want to stay with Seattle. It's not there. Like it's just not. I don't know what else to say. Sure, somebody could come up with like a 4 first-round picks or something together, but we ain't gonna do that. It's just not happening. Aaron Rodgers sound like he ain't going nowhere. Like Green Bay said, they basically about to cut the check, pay him all the money.
He said, we turned to New Orleans for you, baby. Like, what you want?
We about to get you ghost years and everything, bro. Like, everything. So you're not going nowhere. So it's like we pretty much stuck with you got these low bottom lovable losers like, Jameis and Jimmy Garoppolo or whatever, Carson Wentz, or you got, I'm not even going to call it a terrible draft class of QBs because I think it's not terrible. But, there's no upper echelon must-have QBs that just kind of blow you away. You got guys you can look and say, oh, I like this trade, like that trade. But you're not looking at anybody and be like, yeah, this guy is a can't-miss franchise quarterback. There's a little gamble in everybody, So, man, it's tough, man. Like, I lean towards the get a guy in, try to get as much value as you can and build your offense up and shoot for next year. I lean towards that.
So that to me that model, and maybe they'll break it this year because I don't know. I can see them drafting a quarterback at 9, but like that model screams to me of like the Denver Broncos model.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's very much the Denver Broncos. Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
And the result can end up that way. It could be out the playoffs, or it could be one and done in the playoffs. There's no guarantee to that, but you're not shooting for the moon with that move. You know what I'm saying? You're not shooting for the moon. So, but either way, it's a gamble. Either way, it's going to be a gamble. I mean, you can shoot for a rookie, and you might hit on that rookie. Like you can hit. You can hit. Like even if it's not somebody you think even if it's somebody you think that's kind of a gamble, you can hit. And man, when you hit, it's a beautiful thing, baby.
It is.
Whew.
And
imagine you get Malik. You do what you got to do to get Malik, whatever it is. Give up a first, whatever. And you get him, and he's that guy. He's the guy.
Change it. I mean, if you know who
you don't even care, and you don't even make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, you think about this, bro.
He's the guy.
The Bears are picking 7th overall this year, bro. You think their fans care?
I don't care.
Like what? Oh, we got Justin Fields. You see that play he did against the Niners?
Right.
Oh,
and they're not even 100% sure he's the guy, but he's shown
enough. Right?
Like, okay, we got something here.
Because I'm still like,
I don't know.
A little bit more Fields, but you know, it'd be funny. Like the most hilarious thing ever, bro, is if they went up, got Malik or Kenny Pickett, but let's pretend it's Malik, and he is the guy, and like Sean Payton's like his key card don't work anymore because he this nigga will try to come back real quick. Like, oh,
they use their media pass, bro. We'll be sitting right there with Jeff Duncan and all them motherfuckers.
So I want to talk briefly about this. I don't believe it'll lead to anything, but the tension and drama between Kyler Murray and the Cardinals is something, bruh. Like that is something.
They're going tit for tat too.
Yeah.
Because you had the whole him unfollowing everybody on, unfollowing the team or whatever on IG. Then you had the whole story about him.
Yeah, I want to read it word for word. And this is from Chris Mortensen on Twitter. The odd vibe between the Cardinals and Kyler Murray is indeed alarming. Now, listen to what I'm about to say. Murray is described as self-centered, immature, and finger pointer per sources. Murray is frustrated with the franchise and was embarrassed by the playoff loss to the Rams. Well, maybe you shouldn't be throwing like dumbass throws in your end zone, but anyway, and thinks he's been framed as the scapegoat. I want to go back to how sources describe their franchise quarterback: self-centered, immature, and a finger pointer. Bruh, you don't hear teams ever talking about their franchise quarterback. Because when it says per sources, Mark may have said per the Arizona fucking Cardinals.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Like, I want to get Greg Rosenthal on there to get like his thoughts on this because he's the great, person that's figuring out like who is saying this. That's what I want to know. And we know it's coming from the Cardinals.
I think it wouldn't surprise me if it's coming from like Steve Kahn, bro.
Ooh. Like that's juicy. Like that's juicy, man. If it's coming from Kahn, that is fucking juicy, bro.
I'm not saying I know anything. This is not what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like, that's juicy. If it is, like, that's because he's the decision maker there.
Mm-hmm. Does anything come of this?
It's too early to say, but like just laying the foundation.
What would the cost be?
There's so many moving parts, man, because like Kingsbury and Collins are package deal.
Yes.
So if Kingsbury's still there, I just think Collins there. Like if they got rid of Kingsbury, I would think they'd be more open for a move. But the fact that Kingsbury is still there, it would probably take something like next year to see what happens.
Yeah, because I think he's going into his last year of his deal. Kingsbury is.
Mm-hmm. And that's a big deal that he hadn't been extended yet.
Yep.
So we'll see. But coaches don't like to coach on a last year deal.
No, they do not. They do not.
Lame ducks,
It's interesting. I agree with you. I don't think anything's going to happen with this season. But I mean, you got a team like, and if something were to happen, for sure, I would guess that I would guess that the Cardinals wouldn't want to trade him to an NFC team. But let's say you're the Jets. You call up Steve Keim right now. You say, hey, Steve, I'll give you our 4th overall pick and our 10th overall pick for Kyler, and you could have Zach Wilson. Would the Cardinals do it?
They'd have to think about it, bro. Like a 10th and a 4th overall.
10th, 4th, and Zach Wilson, bro.
Who Zach Wilson, he had a rough season. Rough. But, down the stretch, you saw a lot of the...
That Tampa Bay game, bro.
Tampa Bay game, you can squint and look if you loved him as a prospect. And he'd be going to a more talented team.
4-10.
And 4th and 10. I mean, you had to think, man. I would ask for probably another first.
You would? What?
Another first, or at least another second pick. Y'all got the
okay.
Number 1 overall pick, bro. Number 1 overall pick. Who has had like every year, Kyler Murray has gotten better. Every year.
Okay, let's do 4th, 10, a second in this year's draft, or maybe a second next year's draft, and Zach Wilson.
Man, man.
I want some shit like that to happen in the NFL, bro. Just
something, man.
March start free agency. I just need that Schefter bomb right in my fucking phone. Just boop.
You can't tell me the Giants about to have they got 2 picks in the top 10, right?
5th and the 7th overall pick in the draft, bro.
You can't tell me they about to keep Daniel Jones.
They about to keep Daniel Jones and think Brian Dable gonna just wave a fucking magical hand over him and heal Kenny Galladay from being a fucking shyster and be like, it's fixed.
That's crazy.
Crazy, bro. And then what are they gonna do? I mean, we talked about what they gonna do about fucking Saquon. Is Saquon gonna be a part of the team? Is he a part of the team?
And I will say something about this draft, bro. As far as trading up, all drafts aren't equal.
That's true.
This draft doesn't have a ton of
top end talent,
top end blue chip.
Yes.
We don't even really know who's going number 1 overall.
We don't.
So this might be one of those drafts where you could actually get in the top 10.
It might not cost you as much.
It might not cost you as much. Going from where we are to the top 10 still might cost you a future first.
Oh, that I would.
But it might be just a future first. That just might get in.
Bruh, if
that's the case for me, if you love Malik and you want to go get him,
if
give me that.
Easily. If you are the Saints and Malik, if the Falcons pass on him and the Broncos pass on him, and they both have a need at quarterback, I for whatever reason, you don't think he gets past 6 at Carolina. But who knows? Maybe fucking Matt Rule will fuck it up yet again. Wouldn't be surprised. But if he gets past 8 and 9 and the Jets are right there at number 10, I'm calling up the Jets. Because after that, you got Washington, you got Minnesota, you got Cleveland.
Yeah. You go.
Calling up New York, say, hey, we'll trade you 18 for 10, give you next year's first, let us get in that. And if you could do that and get Malik and just give up a first, that's gravy, bro.
It's gravy.
Gravy. What are your, when we talked about this on the last pod, so I won't regurgitate it. Another one of those quarterbacks in that malaise of what we have. We talked about Gardner Minshew, bruh. I still think, the old Philly a 5th, whatever it takes to get him in. Because I know DA said in his press conference, quarterback's the most important thing. We want a winner. I don't know what that's going to manifest itself into. But it's good to know that it's a huge need that they know it's a need. Now, how they address that need, if they pick the right player, completely different thing. This is a quick segue. So betting's not illegal in California. Like sports betting is not illegal in California. I did a prop bet that shout out to Todd Noonberg on Twitter, Pillar and Saints Twitter. I was like, you know what? I really think T. Higgins is going to go over 100 yards in this game because I think they're going to give out, put Jalen on Chase and T. Higgins is going to go against a lesser corner. So he sends me the props, right? I wish he wouldn't have because I DM'd him and he said, well, T. Higgins 90 or over 99.5 is like, I think it was like a $240 payout or something like that. It was $245. Then he sent me a picture of like all the overs. And I was like, no, I think he can get to, so the over was 109.5 yards. And that payout was like 340. So I was like, Todd, put 50 on that one for me, right? So he makes that big play, right? Gets the 100 exactly. In my head, I forgot I had told Todd that I wanted the 109. I still thought in my mind it was like the 100 yards. So like the game ends, and I'm like, shit, 250. All excited. And then I go back and I check the DMs, and I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Man, so close.
So close. And also, I am thankful that sport betting is not a thing in California because there's some degenerates on my timeline, and I love when they flourish, but bro, that would have my nerves bad.
My thing is like I guess I would kind of enjoy it with the rest of the league. But when it comes to the Saints,
there's no way.
I would never involve a gamble with the Saints, man. Couldn't do
it. No, couldn't do it. What is something that now so we're officially in the offseason. What is something that you predict is a move that's going to happen just in the league, like something a little juicy, a little spicy that you predict that's going to happen?
Something juicy that's going to happen. I think there's going to be a big trade. A big trade is going to happen, bro. Like a big trade is going to happen.
I mean, I think for sure we're getting the Deshaun trade.
Yeah, and that's gonna be huge, bro. Like that, the whole Deshaun thing is just huge. Like, what is the league gonna do with him? How does this legal thing play out? What team does he go to? Like, that shit is huge, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
Because, like, let's not forget when he was playing, he was looking like a top 5 quarterback.
Yes.
So just all of that, like how all that plays out, man, like that's going to change the game. Like if he goes to like say the AFC East, like that's going to change up that whole division, bro.
Yeah.
Or wherever he goes, we don't know. He can go to the NFC South, like
Man, I
even Saints. He can come to Carolina. I don't know, like he can go anywhere.
Just him and Washington just seem like the perfect fit, bro.
It's too on brand, man. And then Florio saying the league really trying to get Dan Snyder out of there. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see.
Well, I mean, I think they trying to get Dan Snyder out of there because like the league and Dan Snyder pretty much did like a wink handshake agreement that keeps shit. And if so, that they're just saving face. That's it.
And Congress on it now, so Congress is digging in it. Congress, the league does not like when Congress is digging in this shit.
I do think a trade is going to happen. I don't know. I'm trying to think of one that isn't like the Watson trade. Nothing's coming to me.
Kirk Cousins.
They could.
Who they gonna play? Like, I don't know.
So can we get back to the Colts thing real quick? If they cut or trade Carson Wentz, who is their quarterback? Sam Ellinger?
And I dog on Wentz, but he had 27 touchdowns and 7 INTs. I mean, I know it's just a stupid stat, but yeah, he had a good quarterback season. Like
that's, bro. When I saw, I was like, can we just? I know I'm gonna get flamed. I know, bro. Mitch is gonna be fire. I get it. Who's a better quarterback right now? Jameis or Carson?
Oh, Jesus.
Nigga asking for higher.
You know what? I'm gonna surprise you and say Jameis because I don't even know. I don't even have a real good reason to say it's just my disdain for Wentz, bro. I guess that's what it is.
I think it's close to a push. Yes,
it's close to a push. Like he said the same dumb shit. So I don't even know, man. Like I don't know. I at least people like Jameis's teammates like him. Nobody likes Carson Wentz, man. Like he ain't no leader in them, bro.
He is not. That's a great point. That is a great point.
But I still, some of the questions I got about Jameis, I got about Wentz. Just like when the lights are on, like, man, can you rise to your highest level? Because the thing that bugged me about Jameis is like, man, like, can you go win a game? Defense playing trash that day. Can you just go throw for 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, overcome adversity, just go crazy? Can you do that? I don't know.
I mean, those are fair questions. Also, I think we forget, like, the elephant in the room, how much you gonna cost?
Big elephant. That's why I keep trying to tell Saints, man. They're like, just bring Jameis back. It's like, man, y'all act like this dude just sitting here waiting on a call, man. Like, all it takes is one team to look at that little 5-2, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, or whatever it was, and be like, bring him in. I'd throw him 15.
I would feel remiss if we didn't talk about Eli Apple in this podcast. Eli.
I think he brought it on the team, man. Like that negative energy.
That's it. Like everyone had no problem with the Bengals, bro.
Nobody had a problem with the Bengals. We loved them.
Besides like the Who Dey thing. But here comes this fucking Negro. Bad mouths city of New Orleans, the food, the fans, the culture, the cuisine, like just everything, bro. And
you just don't do that.
And in the biggest game of his life, shit the bed. Wasn't ready for the moment.
Wasn't ready, bro. Getting schooled.
Repeatedly. Repeatedly. Don't feel bad for him, man. Don't feel bad for him at all.
Bayou Bun put a whole low light out that phone. Did a special.
I saw it, bro.
Super Bowl low light.
Oh, I didn't see the Super Bowl, bro.
Put a Super Bowl low light out there. Oh, shit. Everybody going at his neck. I love it, man. Man, you do not want to come at Saints Twitter, bro.
Don't do it.
One thing is we don't forget. Like, we just keep it going nonstop.
We don't, bro. We really
even look at your mentions. It was funniest part is like Eli Apple, he put out his own highlight like a week ago. It's like, but it was like 1 minute. 1 minute showing like 3 picks he got. You know what I'm saying? So you know it was just in him.
Just dumb. Is Teron Armstead going to be a Bengal next season?
Yeah,
bro. Which is wild because it's funny because like their left tackle doesn't seem to be
what left tackle not bad.
A need, but I just think it's the Bengals thing. It's the Bengals way. It's gonna happen. I really think it's gonna happen.
Man, spend that money. They're probably gonna have like $60 million in like cap space or some shit.
Yeah, I mean they for sure. They gotta fix it. They gotta upgrade the quarterback position. Obviously, they also have
the fact they made it is like their defense just it's crazy to me because it's like
it was like the most sweat equity defense.
Yeah, just sweat equity, man. Like they got after it, bro. They got after it.
They did.
You know, Trey Hendrickson got a nice sack in the beginning, but he kind of faded out. The rest of the game, Sam Hubbard. You know, they could use a stud linebacker. You know, they need to get better on defense, and they need to get better on offense. But just get better in the trenches overall. I think they could be a good force, man. Because you know, Joe Burrow, I like Joe Burrow. He's special. He's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, all their talent isn't going anywhere. Someone that I saw that's going to be a free agent from the Bengals that I think the Saints should look at is CJ, the tight end. I'm not going to try to.
Yeah, I look at him for sure. All the tight ends. I'm looking at all of them.
All of them, bro.
It's like a slave auction out there. Stand them up on the pole. I want all of them out here, bro. I don't give a shit. We need us a TE, man, like a TE, bro. You
know. We do the news. If you want to call it news, I don't even really call it news. But Ian Rappaport talked about in regards to Michael Thomas he's back in New Orleans. He's back with the team. They did Kumbayas. They did a second line together. It's good news, right? I'm not being a Grinch and saying it's not good news. Can you wake me up on this week one, bro?
Just show me Mike Thomas. Let me see him. See him in a Saints jersey at practice doing things, doing football things, not on the pup list, nothing like that.
Please.
Then I'll be like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's all. Anyway.
You think Eric Bieniemy? What you think?
Thank you for bringing that up. I don't know if he's going to be back with the Chiefs. If you just read the tea leaves, like to me, the season ended for the Chiefs a while ago, right? And obviously he had some coaching interviews. But like, why do you need to have a conversation with the Chiefs with Andy Reid if you're either going to be back as OC or not? Like to me, that would lean that he's probably not back with the Chiefs. I could be wrong, but it would lean that way. Do you take a lateral move and kind of exactly what you said, right? Do you take a lateral move, maybe become the OC for the Saints, show that you can produce offense, make a good offense, produce offense without number 15, without Andy Reid, without a plethora of weapons, and then really boost your head coaching opportunities? Or do you either take a year off? Do you go to college? I don't know, man. But like people are just like, well, he interviewed for the 8 hours. Maybe they were trying to do it. No, they were not.
8 hours.
I knew exactly what you were saying. Like,
I keep talking about the 8 hours, boy.
Every fucking body, Ryan. Like, I get it. It was a super long ass interview. It was a fucking work shift. If it was me, I would have been fucking pissed that I interviewed for that long and didn't get a job. But people are just making it sound like it was like something like, hey, if we don't make you head coach, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like OC. That stop. No, doesn't happen. Does not happen. It was. What are your thoughts on the whole on Bieniemy?
I don't know, man. It's such a black hole, and I just don't even know what to think. Like, people are automatically excited if we bring him in. And, I guess I would be excited too because it's some fresh eyes, but you just don't know, bro. Like, I think what he's going to bring to the table,
I think as a fan, I would be excited because, and again, I don't know how much of this is him, right? It could be more of Andy. I don't know, but does he have an eye for identifying offensive talent? And what I mean by that, go back to some of those Kansas City Chiefs drafts. McCole Hardman, drafted him in the second round from Georgia. Was that a Andy Reid move, or did Eric Bieniemy have some eyes on that and know how to utilize him? One of the big things, if he did become the OC, and it's kind of murky with Alvin's situation, but one of the biggest winners, I think, if Eric Bieniemy was OC, would be AK, because I think Eric Bieniemy has shown consistently he knows how to utilize running backs, especially like good pass catching running backs. Like him and AK can make beautiful music. Beautiful music, man. Like you saw what he did with like Jerick McKinnon, bro.
Right, I agree. And he would have the control of, how you use that running back, which, Andy Reid, he's just been known forever to kind of run away from the running back.
Right. Like what?
But, but Eric Bieniemy is like a former running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to do that.
Yeah. From that perspective, I would be over the moon from him as a hire. But kind of like to the point I brought up, just talking about is, and we don't know this, right? We'll just be honest. We don't know this. But what is his eye for identifying offensive talent? Because I wish I could have been a fly in the room when he interviewed, because I wanted to hear what, like, one of the questions, and, if they would have asked him, I'm sure they would have, was like, offense, what would you do to fix it? Like, how would you get this offense better, blah, blah.
That's what I want to know.
Bruh, I would be over the moon just to hear what his response would be. Just over the moon. Just curious of what he would have said or what he did say in regards to, to that question.
Because you had Sean Payton, and Sean Payton got an answer.
Yeah. Like, he has an answer. Would he go out and get the ingredients that he needs?
I'm just saying, like, say Sean Payton was getting hired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coming into the job.
Yes.
You ask him that, he has an answer. He's visualized. He's looked at the offense and, set up a vision for the offense, because that's what he's that's the type of guy he is, And it's just like, man, it's like, damn, it's like the OC that comes in, are they going to have that touch, man? Like, think about when, that little video that came out with Sean Payton run up on Alvin Kamara, like, hey, anything you like, anything you see.
Yeah.
Just that ability to give players their own space within the offense and let them build within it. That's hard to find, man. And
it is.
You're not gonna get that with a lot of coaches. So it's just gonna be an adapt to try to figure out how we could get the most out of what we got and whatever we bring in. And, hopefully whoever we bring in can have the eye for the talent that we need, man. Because I don't think, I don't know DA. I don't know what his vision is for the offense, but I don't know his eye on offense. Like, he's a defensive guy. So I don't know if he's going to have an eye for those little minutia things that, offensive guys can see that and be like, okay, this guy here, he's going to be a dog in this offense.
Right.
are they going to be able to see Alvin Kamara tape from Tennessee and then look and be like, oh, okay, I see something here that we can use, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, it is. This offensive coordinator hired, bro. It gotta be the right person.
Like, it is like who? Like who?
I don't even know.
If it ain't the enemy, then who? Like that's what I want to know.
I'm trying to think, like, who's even out there, bro? I don't know. I don't know, man.
Pete already said he's taking a back seat. So like, who the fuck is it?
I don't know. I like I said, I'd imagine we have an answer within the next couple of days. It's what's funny to a degree is we were talking about Zach Taylor and the contract extension. Everyone most of the Bengals coaching staff are going to get contract extensions and pay raises. Like that was reported before the Super Bowl. Now you can ask, is that a good thing for the team? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Before I let you go, thoughts on the halftime show?
Oh, it was dope, man. I kind of wanted more. I kind of hoped that they would kind of dig in the crates a little bit, do a little more Snoop Dogg, and like and bring NWA out there and all that shit. But they hit some of the main hits that everybody know about. Mary J did her thing. Man, Snoop 50 been grubbing. I was like, 50 got chubby, bro. It was cool. It was cool. It was nice to see, because that's my A-Day, bro. That's what I grew up with.
All I could think about when I was watching it, besides just having a good time, was, man, I know older white people are fucking pissed watching this shit.
Oh man, and it's crazy because it's like y'all grew up with this shit too, but I guess like the 60 and 70-year-olds, I guess. But like, bro, like y'all grew up with this. Like any white dude that's like 30, 40, 50 years old, y'all grew up with this fucking music too, man. Like y'all 90s babies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like y'all grew up with this shit. Snoop Dogg, like fucking Snoop, man. Like, can I talk about Snoop, bro?
Go for it, bro.
Talk about a dude that fucking like that's still just him. Like Snoop Dogg has been him since 1991, bro.
Day one, bro.
Same fucking dude. Everybody loves him. He ain't never changed, man.
Nope.
Just the same dude. Smoke his weed, vibing. This dude done the gospel album. This dude done R&B, hardcore hip hop. Talk about death and all that shit. Like you name it. Murder was the case. He'd have been on trial for murder. I mean, this dude career is just amazing to me. Like to me, like this dude is just like, it's just amazing. Just the way he runs football. Got a football fucking league. Like he just shows you, like, man, like I don't know, like man, like if you put positive vibes out there, like you could fucking last, man.
Right.
Because he don't get into none of the bullshit. Like he just positive vibes, man. Like even the young dudes, like fucking NBA young boy, all of them the youngsters. Like you go to LA, you got to go see Snoop. Like you got to go see Snoop and be like, "What's up, home?" You got to go see him and just vibe with him.
That's it.
So to me, that's just crazy.
I mean that should be like a goal in life, right? To just be unapologetically you and still, and just still be the same. And now he's beloved, bro. He's beloved.
I mean, he could go do a Corona commercial. He can go work with fucking, I don't know, name like whatever pop artist he could think of. He can go do a song with them. He can go do a song with fucking the grimiest rapper out right now. Like he could do it all, bro.
He could.
Like to me, like that's when you just hit that pinnacle.
He really could. Anyway, season in the books. Felt like this has been the longest football season
over, man.
ever. We won't have football again until I mean, preseason starts in like August, but football pretty much for no more football for like 7 months, bro.
This is the off season, baby. For free agency, draft, trades. It's the fun time right there.
Can we talk about the draft real quick? Can we drop that news on them real quick? We don't know.
Vegas, baby.
We don't know if we get credentialed. That's still in the works. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. One thing I do know is that both Ryan and myself will be in Las Vegas for this upcoming draft.
In there. Now,
are people are going to want to see the live stream after I've been at the Sugar Factory before the draft, then had some drinks at the Sugar Factory, and me and you waiting for who the Saints to pick, and then on the clock, like I'm annoyed at these niggas already, and it's like 2 months away.
It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be.
I know it, bro. I know it. But we'll be in Vegas. I'm not saying like we're trying to set up any type of hashtag Saints Twitter like draft party.
Man, I'm trying to.
You in Vegas? We will be there. That's all we saying. That's it. All we gonna say. That's gonna be some fun. Anyway, we'll leave y'all with that. So if you do want to be a part of the draft party in Vegas, hit us up so we at least maybe know how many people we need to account for or what have you. And have a nice spot set up or whatever. So that said, we're getting out of here. Hopefully you can have a couple of days of not recording. We will record as soon as the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator is announced. We'll come back. We'll recap that. And then, until then, it's draft. It's draft time. It's free agency time. And we'll take things as they come. So with that, hope everyone had a nice, great Super Bowl weekend. Everyone stay safe. We're out.
Peace.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people. O'Reilly.